All right, Shalom. I want to first start off giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto our apostles as well as the men that taught them, the elder high priests as well as the elder bishops and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp. Now look this word up, sound doctrine. And we had class today and this word came up, and I decided I want to do a lesson based off this word, sound doctrine, because that's key in this truth. Okay, you're really not in this truth. It's either you in or you out. To be in, you got to know the truth. The truth is 100%. You see, there's no room for error. There's no room for not understanding these prophecies. Okay? If you're in the ministry and the doctrine is not sound, we're going to get into this, these two words, sound doctrine. Okay? Then you're in the ministry for nothing. You got to have the right doctrine, because what's the most important thing that we're supposed to be doing right now? Okay? What is it? The answer is teaching. You read St. John, the 21st chapter. Okay? Yahweh Shai went through it 3 times, asking Peter, if he loved him. And his response after Peter's response, the apostle Peter, after his response was, if you love me, feed my sheep. Feed them with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15, where it says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will give you pastures according to his heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So that's the food. The food is the knowledge and the understanding of these scriptures. All right, but this is the thing. You're supposed to feed really the elect. It's all about the elect of Israel. You're supposed to feed them sound doctrine. And let's get into it. So I looked this phrase up that's in the scriptures, and it's in the scriptures. It say 8 times in 4 verses, but the 2 words go together, so it's really like in the scriptures 4 times in 4 different verses. And I want to read 3 of them. All right. And see where the Spirit take me. Lord willing, the rest of this video is edifying. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3, and I'm going to read verse 4 as well. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And we've seen this happen. Individuals that had the sound doctrine, and the sound doctrine is here at Great Millstone, starting with our apostles and elder bishops on down. Okay? The doctrine that is taught over here, that's the true doctrine. That's the sound doctrine. And there's only one doctrine. And there's no, you can be on different doctrines and we can all still come together, because the brotherhood supersedes us being brothers and dealing as brothers supersede being on the same doctrine. That's bullshit, and that's not scriptural. Really, you're not, if you want to be technical, you got to be doing the will of Yahweh Shai to be, family. The will of Yahushua is not to teach a corrupt doctrine, but it must happen because it's written, and we've seen that happen. We've seen guys that had this truth, and then they fell off for one reason or another, and they started. A lot of the time, it was because, or some of the time, shall I say, it was because they had itching ears. They heard another doctrine that seduced them, or a part of the doctrine that was different. And but man, that makes sense. Really, a demon get on them and have them believing through seduction of with that doctrine. Some other teacher using with a seductive doctrine. Okay, and then these individuals really get worse. We see what happens when this happens. We see that these individuals don't grow and get mightier in the spirit. They fall off, they bug out. They stop teaching. All right. 2 Timothy 4:4 says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned onto fables. Yeah, we've seen it. Okay. So this is letting us know that it's crucial to stick to sound doctrine. Now let's get the word sound, and we're going to get doctrine.
Strong's G 5198, Hugiaino.
All right, you heard it. So when you go down to the outline of biblical usage, it says to be sound, to be well, to be in good health, metaphor of Christians whose opinions are free from any mixture of error. That's 100%. Okay. You said nobody have a 100% truth, then that means there's something missing in the doctrine. It's not sound. Okay. It says of one who keeps the graces and is strong. All right. It also says hold on. Strong's definitions. To be sound, to have sound health, to be well in body, figuratively, to be uncorrupt, true in doctrine. Check that out. True in doctrine, to be uncorrupt. So if you're teaching that the MOTB is sin, or it's an embargo, or it's white women, okay, then you don't have sound doctrine. Your doctrine is, you can have everything else right on point, and that one thing be off. The prophecy on the MOTB, and then your doctrine is not sound anymore. It's corrupt. All right, it has error. It's an error in the doctrine. And the thing about it is, the leadership. We believe the leadership, took a bag to teach different on that subject of the MOTB, because it's just too clear to see. It's too simple and too clear to see for them not to know what the MOTB is. But their zombie congregation just follow what the hell they say. So they probably really believe it. But you know what? On the other hand, thinking about it, a lot of them probably secretly is really questioning that and don't believe what they're taught about that, and they believe what GMS teaches, which is the right breakdown. And maybe they just too goddamn chicken shit to man up, and say to hell with that group for teaching that or to speak out about it. And they know it's going to fall on deaf ears. You know, they know if they brought it to the leadership, they'll, boy, they'll shame them, you know, they'll make them out to something, you know, they'll put them in a bad light. You know, they'll bring up a smear campaign against an individual like that. And we've seen them over there at the IUIC do it, you know. So we got the word for sound, okay? Not mixed with error, uncorrupt, and true in doctrine. So doctrine, this is for the word doctrine.
Strong's G 1319. Didaskalia. Didaskalia.
All right, and pretty much know what this word means. Teaching, instruction, teaching, that which is taught, doctrine, teachings, precepts. Yep. So the teachings have to be without error, without corruption. Saying we don't know the names, that's corrupt. Your doctrine is all corrupt. Is very unsound. If you believe Cornelius is a heathen and not an Israelite, then your doctrine is not sound. So that's simple and clear. If you're reading that with a spiritual eye, it's not hard to be understood that Cornelius has to be an Israelite. He is an Israelite. Okay? Teaching that the other nations can be saved. You don't understand the scriptures. You're not teaching sound doctrine if you're teaching that the other nations can be saved. It's showing that you don't know what saved is all about. And you don't have an understanding of why what the scriptures say. And it's clear. I mean, you don't have an understanding on the topic of the Gentiles. You don't fully understand the breakdown of the Israelite foreigners that were in the Gentile state of mind that are to receive salvation. That just means they're of the elect. Okay? Now let's go to another verse. These 3 verses that I'm bringing out show you how important it is to be on the correct doctrine. This is Titus 2:9. It says, holding fast the faithful words as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince gainsayers. You see? So sound doctrine has the power both to exhort and to convince somebody that's really not, speaking against the truth, but they're doing it in sincerity. They're not really trying to be wicked. It just, their eyes hadn't been opened. But through sound doctrine, they can be convinced. Okay, Titus 2:1, it says, let me see, 1 and yeah. Hey, this one quick simple verse. It says, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. It's important. The sound doctrine is able to save us if you're of the elect. It's that crucial. You have to be of the elect. The elect will have the sound doctrine to teach. All right? Or to eat and then teach. If you don't have sound doctrine and you believe in and the scriptures is not, we don't have 100% truth, that means the doctrine is not sound. That means it ain't looking good for you concerning salvation. Yes, without the sound doctrine, you will not. None of us will make it. You have to have sound doctrine in order to be delivered. It tells us that Isaiah 53 and Isaiah 33:6. For wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, okay, and strength of salvation. The wisdom and knowledge is sound. It has to be sound. No corruption, no mixture of error. Okay. I'm gonna end the video right there. Now, Lord willing, it was edifying. And until the next one, I say shalom.